Robyn Mackenzie. Better luck next year.
Welcome to the show, we're breaking it down. You wanna know who, what, why, and how. This is Songfight Diary.
I'm Robyn Mackenzie. I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I've been writing songs since I was a kid. I used to spend hours at my keyboard and just make things up, write parodies. I did a lot of parodies when I was younger.
Oh, yeah?
That was sort of the start.
Like what?
So I wrote actually my dad and I co-wrote a Christmas song to the tune of Lola by the Kinks about Santa. So that was one. And then I also did another Christmas one. For some reason, those are all the ones that are coming to me right now. I did like the 12 appliances of Christmas. I think like 10 when I did that.
That's great. What do you do when you're not songfighting?
So I am a peer support worker. So I work at a mental health agency. So what I do is, I work with people who are having mental health issues, substance abuse issues. I also help them find employment. And when I'm not working or songfighting, I'm usually just hanging out at home with my wife, and we have 3 big dogs. So they're like our children.
Yeah, what kind of dogs?
We have 2 black labs and a big husky mix, and they're all just a total handful, but we love them.
It sounds like an intense job. Do you channel that into lyrics, or do you try to just use songwriting as an escape?
It depends. I think it's a little bit of both. I definitely have a lot of social justice, political themes in my work, which come up in my work a lot when I'm working with clients. And then other times, it's just kind of a way to let that all go and focus on the music.
What song are you here to discuss?
Better Luck Next Year.
All right, cool. And that's from, as we're talking, that's from this current song fight, which hasn't ended yet, so you don't know if you won yet.
yeah, I keep checking the site like every few minutes. I'm like, come on.
All right. What's the artist name that you're using for this song?
Robyn Mackenzie.
Have you always just gone with your name?
Yeah, I've always just gone with my name. I kind of experimented with maybe doing like a pseudonym, but like nothing ever really felt right.
Right.
So I really value authenticity in my music. So I figured like, hey, just be yourself,
I appreciate that. And Robyn Mackenzie is a good name for a singer-songwriter, or just a band. It flows. It's got like Z and a K in it, and I like it.
Yeah.
Who was involved in this song, and what were their roles?
It was just me with a guitar and a laptop in my bedroom.
And what software did you use?
I use GarageBand, and I find it to be very user-friendly, and I really enjoy using it. So it's pretty easy for me to knock out a song on it pretty quickly.
So you're on a Mac.
Yes.
Have you been using GarageBand long?
I've been using it since probably about 2008, when I got my first Mac. So my wife actually does have Logic on her computer, but it drives me nuts. I have not scaled the learning curve yet. So most of the time I'm like, I'm just going to use my computer and use GarageBand. So.
Right. When you're recording, this goes back to equipment. What do you mix on? Like headphones or? Yeah,
I usually mix in headphones. And then sometimes I'll listen to them in speakers as well. But headphones is really, I have a hard time mixing with speakers or just the computer. It's easier for me with headphones. They're big headphones. I inherited them from my dad. They're super old. And so I'm not even sure what kind they are. I've just had them forever.
But they sound good?
Yeah.
Like they were nice, high quality?
Yeah.
When you listen on speakers, what do you listen on?
My wife has these Bose speakers that we like to listen on. They're really high def and they sound really great.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever take it out to the car and listen?
Yes. Yeah. And that helps me when I'm mixing too. Because then I can listen on several different headphone speakers, car speakers, and see what sounds off in certain areas, or what might not work so well on speakers, even though it sounds great in headphones, things like that.
What instruments did you use?
Guitar, MIDI bass, robot drummer.
Did you use the GarageBand drummer?
Yeah.
And just like the GarageBand software instrument bass? One of those? Yeah. What guitar do you have?
Currently I've got this Taylor that is actually my wife's. I've been using it because our electric is missing a string that I have not replaced yet.
That's very rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you record this song with that?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really good, actually, I think.
Does it have a pickup?
It does, yes.
Yeah, I thought you were using electric. All right, so you piped that acoustic guitar into GarageBand and used an amp sim to do the distortion?
Yes.
And it's a rock song, so it's not an acoustic guitar song. So that's pretty awesome. What was the process of writing the music and the lyrics?
So I had sort of been sitting with the title for a couple of days, wasn't really sure if I was going to do anything with it. And I just sort of had this riff coming into my head, like da 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 da, and I was like, oh, that works with Better Luck Next Year. And so I just sat down and I don't know, it was one of those songs that just kind of flowed after I got through finding that hook and that riff.
Yeah, once you found it, did you feel like you didn't want to waste that hook and you're like, I need to write a song now? Yeah, I've been there. That's okay. So you found the hook first and then sat down, and do you tend to write out the music first, or do you write the lyrics out, or how does that process go for you?
Yeah, it's kind of both at the same time. So sometimes I'll start with a lyric. A lot of times I'll have like snippets of lyrics that I'll just write down that are just sort of homeless for a while until the right song comes along. Sometimes I will just play around with chord progression and play around with different melodies, just singing unintelligible words.
Scrambled eggs.
Or just humming. Yeah, scrambled eggs, exactly. So it all kind of comes together like all at once in a way where I'll get a little bit of lyrics and then a little bit of music and then a little more lyrics and a little more music. And it all sort of ends up mushing together into a song somehow.
Yeah. Do you write them down anywhere in particular? Do you have like a notepad just for snippets, or?
No, I write them down.
Scrap paper?
Yeah. So scrap paper, I have a million notebooks with just snippets of songs, just whatever notebook or piece of paper I can grab at the time.
Do you ever sit down and think, I have a purpose for writing a song, and I'm going to sit down and write a song, and I'm not going to leave this chair until I figure out at least the start of it?
Yeah, I actually do that quite a bit. So on top of Song Fight, I also do February Album Writing Month and 50/90 Challenge. So that also is sort of like writing songs in a relatively short amount of time. I mean, February Album Writing Month, you're doing like one song every other day at least, if you're trying to meet 14 songs in 28 days. So yeah, a lot of times I'll be like, well, it's time to write a song. So time to sit down and just sit with it. And sometimes it works. Sometimes I end up walking away feeling really frustrated, but, I'll come back to it the next day. And sometimes songs will just kind of evolve over several days. Sometimes they just kind of download, which is really awesome. I love it when that happens. But lately they've been taking like a little longer to not only write and produce, but just to sort of ferment into like one solid piece.
Is it like a pendulum sort of thing where it waxes and wanes?
Yeah, I would say so.
Are there songwriting techniques that you specifically applied when composing the music or writing the lyrics for your Better Luck Next Year?
I definitely looked at a rhyming dictionary. One of the things that I do that I didn't do for this song is I use a tool called Lyric Cloud, which is put out by the February Album Writing Month team, where you plug in a word and it gives you like a cloud of different words. And so sometimes I'll plug in a word, look at that cloud, and then just see how many words I can use out of that cloud. And sometimes I'll do that with the rhyming as well. Especially if I'm struggling for rhymes, it's like, okay, how many rhymes for no can I use, since, that's what's going to be in this verse.
What was happening in your life or the world when you wrote this song?
Oh my goodness. Well, the pandemic, the current political situation in the U.S., just seeing a lot of chaos in our political stratosphere, I guess I could say is the right word. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with it. Just feeling a lot of anger towards the current political situation and how the pandemic has been handled. 2020 has been a really chaotic and stressful year for just about everybody. And I just sort of try to channel a lot of that chaos and that anger and that sort of like intense energy into the song.
That leads me to, what is the song about? Like specifically, is it about anything in particular? Like, what are you trying to say? It's
kind of like somebody described it in the reviews as a battle cry. And I thought that was actually really apt for the song. So it's sort of a way of saying like, look at this mess. Everything's kind of falling down around us, and, we're not going to take that. We're going to rise up and we're going to, overcome the challenges that we're facing right now.
Did you face any challenges in the writing and recording of this song? Like, would the dogs not shut up, or?
Yeah, the dogs did not shut up for a while, so I had to kick them out of the bedroom, which they didn't like. And so that's why they didn't shut up, because they wanted to come in the bedroom. But overall, I think it went pretty smoothly. Other than that, I got it knocked out in a couple of hours and, produced it from there and sent it in.
Do you put up any, soundproofing or anything when you're in your bedroom? Like, do you cover yourself in blankets or anything?
I don't. It was just me in the bedroom. My wife and I live in a very small space, so there's, very little we can do without soundproofing in some ways. So
what kind of microphone do you have?
I am using a little Scarlett microphone. It came with a little Focusrite interface.
Mm-hmm. So it's branded Scarlett? It came with the... Okay.
Yeah, it's a little condenser mic.
Oh, okay. So is it like a 2-in or a 1-in interface, the Scarlett, your Focusrite interface?
It's a 2-in.
Okay. So it came like in a package of like singer-songwriter package or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Off of Sweetwater. Okay. Did you make a demo before you recorded the final submission? Did you write it on acoustic and then record it or anything like that?
No, I didn't do like a demo before just going for the writing of it, or I mean the production of it.
Just went straight for it.
Just went straight for it, yeah.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever write on acoustic or something and then translate it to full band or anything like that?
Not really. I think that for me, the production process is a huge part of my writing. And so I might sit down with an acoustic guitar and do something a little more rocky and then instantly be like, well, I've got to record this. So even if I'm not done with the song, I might take it to the computer and just kind of finish the song while I'm working on recording it.
Here's where the guitar, if you can come in handy. What's the hook?
The hook.
And can you play it for us?
Yeah. I guess the hook would be starting with the sort of pre-chorus part. You say you want a revolution, well, it's happening now. We gotta find a way out of here somehow. Well, better luck next year. Better luck next year.
Yeah, when I heard that, it made me think Joan Jett.
Oh, cool. Thank you. That's high praise.
Is there a melody, lick, or chord progression that you especially like? That maybe it's not the hook, but like, and maybe it's something that somebody might not notice or think about when they think about the song, but you're like, oh no, I really like that. Nobody's ever going to notice, but it's for me and I love it.
Yeah, I really had fun writing the bridge. So I did, don't crawl, don't walk. You better fucking run to the streets if you want to see the sun. Can't wait for kingdom come. We never sleep, we're never done. Inspiration all around. You better scream if you want to hear the sound. Don't let them knock you down. We're gonna take them to the fucking ground, oh yeah. And then back to the hook. And so that A minor, C, G, F, I was pretty proud of.
It's a good bridge, and I like that it's like got more chords in it than like the rest of the song does. It's like all of a sudden it breaks into this. Is there a line from the lyrics that you are especially fond of?
I had fun with the you say you want a revolution. Well, it's happening now. Like I said, I have a lot of political themes that come up in my work, and in the past, I've had a lot of songs with the sort of theme of like, okay, where is the revolution? Why aren't we doing something about everything that's going on? And then when the Black Lives Matter protests started in, I think, May or June, it was like, okay, there it is. There's the revolution. And so you say you want a revolution, well, it's happening now. For me, is really this urgency, like, hey, it's here. Let's do something.
Is there any part that was like tricky to get right?
Yeah, the hook of better luck next year, like hitting that better luck was really hard for me. Like I think earlier, even when I was singing it, my voice kind of like jumped a little bit past that.
Mm-hmm. You nail it though. Is there an aspect of the song that you feel you never got quite right?
Not so much. I actually am really proud of this song. Usually when I finish my songs, I hate them for a while. And then, once I get some good feedback on them, I'm like, oh, this is the best song ever. And then I go back to like, this song isn't that great. But this one I actually felt really good about after writing it. It was very, it's a very powerful song. And I felt like I got a lot of that energy and that sort of self-confidence out in that song.
Is there anything about the final submission that you just don't like?
I think I was a little flat on the better luck next year a couple times. So that's something that I want to go back and redo. But like I said, overall, I'm really proud of this song, and I'm really happy with the way that it came out for the most part.
Yeah, that answers the next question of what would you do differently if you recorded again. Do you plan to record it again?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back and redo some of those parts where the vocals didn't quite hit.
Thank you for answering those. Anything else that you want to say or that I should have asked but I didn't?
Not that I can think of. No, this is great.
Awesome.
Thanks for thinking of me. It's been an honor.